All right, guys, time for review. Ultimate Master is out. It's Marques Allen. Enters the game, has not had a legend, hasn't been in the game before, so we get a brand new legend in this game. And you see what you need to do to get him. It's a lot. This includes all new Journey 3 solos. So there's a new Journey Solo 3 up. It's a whole set, I would assume. It's got Vic Beasley as the reward. So for Journey 2, you got Amari Cooper. For Journey 3, you get Vic Beasley, and then you get a piece that you need to make the Marques Allen. So let's take a look first thing at Vic Beasley right here. You'll see him 95 overall right end. You know his Schefter star earlier in the year was good. You know he's a silver draft champions superstar. But is this the next Amari Cooper, but for defense for Journey 3? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to say he's a very, very good budget player. If his cost eventually gets down to $30,000, I would sell him as soon as you get him if people are willing to pay 150,000 coins for this item. Like Amari Cooper when he first came out, I would go back to Amari Cooper's page. I would check his pie chart of prices, and I would then get rid of Vic Beasley as soon as possible and potentially buy him back later. 91 speed. Correction, according to the chat, Marques Allen was in MUT at an earlier time, but he's now back. 91 speed, 96 excel, 94 finesse move, mixed with 85 power move. He's got 93 strength, only 86 block shed, and 92 hit power. So this Vic Beasley, to me, is a good pass rusher, but you're really only getting 94 finesse move and 96 excel. I still think the Aaron Lynch can get you that level of production for way lower cost. I like that they kind of balanced out his ratings, but I still don't think he is got what it takes to really be an every down player. I would go with this Aaron Lynch over him if the price fits. This Vic Beasley will fluctuate, and over time is going to come down in price. He doesn't have the play rec to play on his own. The strength is okay on the edge, pretty good, but you've seen now with those Eric Armsteads, the guys I showed last night, there was another item that came out, the Steven Tuitt, he's even going to stuff the run way better. The Wolf is going to stuff the run way better than this guy, so he can't really play every down in my opinion. And then when he does come in and rush, you're only getting 96 excel and 94 finesse. So I think you can do a lot better than the Beasley. I would complete Journey 3, I would sell, and then I would consider buying back later if I'm a budget team. If my team overall is maybe more at like a, an 85, I might use him. 87 in that range, but I'm not gonna really go after him. All right, next item up for review is that Marques Allen. Let's take a look at him and compare him to the best halfbacks in the game. Currently, I think Chris Johnson is the best in the game. I would say Bo Jackson is a close second. Barry Sanders was on my radar, but now that he has 96 speed, the Barry does, and he's not falling forward, I'm passing on the Barry Sanders from this point forward. I think the Charles is also in this conversation, but and I've heard the McFadden's top 5 in the conversation, but I haven't personally used him. So Marques Allen, you see him here. Let's compare him to Chris Johnson. Now, the first thing that people are going to say is he does not fight for extra yards, which Bo does fight for extra yards. Bo, though, sometimes fights for extra yards and then loses yards, so that's a gift and a curse. Barry, what ultimately got him off my team was he stopped fighting for yards. Right here, Chris Johnson has broken a lot of tackles. He's had 2 negative runs where he actually broke a lot of tackles, and he just gets turned the wrong way because of the elusiveness. And so that's been a negative for Chris Johnson. Even though it's considered a good thing he's breaking tackles, it's not really working out. So we got to see how this Marques Allen does, but that's kind of the first thought about that. He's 99 overall. Speed's 97, same as Bo. 6 less strength than Bo. But the agility is there, and to me, that's the key rating on this Allen. To have the 97 speed mixed with the 100 agility, this is the most important rating to me for inside zones. That's why I really like the McCoy at the start of the year. Find it makes it easy with the left stick cut. Plus, he's going to feel even faster with 102 acceleration. This, remember when I said Chris Johnson came out and he only had 100 speed? It's because I wanted 102 on this Chris Johnson, and we get that with the Marques Allen. So, I mean, this combination is the best, I would say, in the game. The bow hurts a little because of the agility. The Allen doesn't have the speed, but he has the excel to ramp it up and the agility to really be at that Barry level. The Barry's 102, I think, or 101, but his speed's only 96. And I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it on the Wildcat. When he breaks it out, he sometimes gets caught. Now, 92 truck. So he's an elusive style back, but he can still truck. And what I like about this is elusiveness, in my opinion, happens naturally where you just break tackles, which is what Chris Johnson's going to do. But then you can also truck by flicking the right stick. And I feel like you can make truck break tackles happen. If it's the opposite, you're never going to really get elusive, but then you have to kind of try and truck all the time, which is the position I run into with Bo Jackson. So I'm really happy with this combo, and you see he'll be a better trucking back than Chris Johnson when he needs to. 100 ball carrier vision's great. He's got all the moves. You can do everything. 100 carries, phenomenal. 83 route running is very good. It's not like 62. It's not up to 88. I would still probably sub in Falk on third down, but he's down at 85K, so you can afford to do that. And he has 93 spec, which doesn't really get used all the time, but the 85 catch in traffic, I think DeFalk has 90. He's right up there, and I think he's definitely an every down back. You don't have to take him out like you do with Bo. And even Barry sometimes doesn't get the best stuff going. So the Charles and the CJ are right there with him, but he's got enough of everything, and he's a little bit better in the athletic categories with the excel. He's very, very, very tough. So this Marques Allen, the real test is going to be, does his pass protection matter? I don't think so. And then also, because it's not great, and then does he get the extra yards? Because Bo does get extra yards, and some people like that. I got frustrated by the Barry not getting extra yards. But he does have the 92 truck and 84 strength, so I feel like he might still get it, even though he doesn't have the trait, because we don't actually know what it does. So we got to test that and see if the Bo versus him is indeed better. That's the look at Marques Allen, the new Ultimate Master. But there's, in my opinion, an even more important item today, and it's this guy right here. Rod Woodson, the boss edition of this, is, I think, the best CB in the game now by a mile. I'd put Deion Sanders over here. So he's got the aggressive play ball trait. Where is it? Plays ball in air. Ooh, he's only got the balance trait. Doesn't have aggressive, whereas Pat Pete has the aggressive. I don't know if that's going to be a factor, but he's 6 feet tall. Pat Pete's +1. He's 2 speed faster, 3 strength stronger, more agility, or same agility, more excel. And that's a great start for this guy. Now, defensively, he can tackle as good, better than the Pat Pete. He's got a little more hip power. Gonna block. Look at this block shed. The difference in block shed here is the real big factor. The Pat Pete plays pretty well in the run game compared to the Deion. Deion would be way down. He's got the pursuit. He's got the play rec, even higher. The 99 man, the zone, and the press. The Pat Pete is by far the best item I've had. The Deion has been not making as many plays as I've seen the Pat Pete make in just a short time, or not make as many negative plays, and now this Rod Woodson trumps him in every single area. And so now these would be the two guys, if you had a limited coin, what I would go with. I would always kind of go with the Woodson. I don't think he's worth double at this time, but I'm pretty amazed by this Rod Woodson. That's a serious boss addition right there. The Ultimate Legend is still amazing, and if he carries over a little bit of that block shed, so yeah, he carries over 83 block shed with 82 hit power. So this is still an extremely serviceable item, and he's going to be a little bit less for you. I love what that addition still brings to the table. The boss is so good that the Ultimate Legend's still there. I would pass on that. The Speed Edition, can't really do anything. You could sub him in if somebody had, super fast receiver who was only really running streaks or drags. You could sub this guy in, but he's not going to really stick with anybody. And then the strength addition, let's see if he still has the strength and block shed. If someone's just, carving you up and you need a little hit power at CB, a little block shed, you want to sub a guy in on special teams, impress. This is your run support item. He's only got 83 speed, but if people sub in safeties at corner, you could do that, and he might make some tackles for you. He doesn't have the best coverage though, so that's something you have to keep an eye on. But I do think this is the best corner in the game. And then you have Antonio Gates. Is he the best tight end in the game? His ratings for downfield one-on-one catching at 6'4", I believe are 100 spec, 97 catching traffic. His route running, I want 96. Gonzalez, probably still a better route runner, and the Gates can't block. He can run drags. I still think the guy who came out yesterday in flashbacks, this Julius Thomas compares pretty favorably. He's not going to have the one-on-one catching, but he's got similar speed, similar route running to this Gates. And so would I pay extra for this Gates? I don't think so. You're going to sub him out for rundowns anyway. Tight end's a tricky position because people do put, receivers in, so you can get that 100 spec 97 catch in traffic. You can't get that high, but from most receivers, but you could throw an Irvin there for a down or two if you wanted to streak somebody and throw one-on-one. The ultimate legend, is still darn good, but if you're paying premium cost, you want him to be strong and run block as well. So are you better off with Hines Ward than this addition? That's a question you got to answer yourself, depending on what you want to do. Now, his rookie has some good speed. 94 speed is very, very nice. That's similar to, the Jared Cook Combine. That's similar to the Ladarius Green that came out. So this rookie edition is actually pretty good. Cannot block at all, but he could be a pretty good drag guy. He's got to be backwards. This has to be his rookie. That's got to be his speed. So I think these pictures are backwards. So yeah, no on the rookie, even though it's showing his speed. And then the strength edition, you could still get better run blocker, so absolute no on the strength edition. So that's the review there. And then Luck comes and drops Seasons Vets on top of it, which is crazy. So with Seasons Vets, you get 10 more Seasons Veterans in the redemption. First one up is Big Ben Roethlisberger. Aside from the Jameis Winston, I believe, who also, the 92, who has throw power at 98, mixed with good, a little bit lower in mid and a little bit lower in deep. The Tony Romo, 94, has, I think, 96 throw power, but is pretty consistent with the accuracy categories. I would say the Stafford and the Cutler that are out there might line up a little bit similar, but this Big Ben actually is really nice. He also has good play action and throw on the run, which sometimes those lower guys who get items don't really increase as much. So this is a really, really, really solid quarterback. I'm not going to use him. I'm going to want a little more speed. If I was going to go with a pocket passer, I'd probably try and get the Roadmaster Brady or the Stafford. And, if I'm thinking budget. But if this guy settles in like $70K, this guy's going to be pretty good. The Robert Mathis, to me, no value. Just his speed's way too low. I love that he has 98 Excel, which is better than the Beasley. He's also got good finesse move. My guess is he'll have spin move trait. I know Freeney always kind of has spin move trait. So, does not want a bull rush. So this guy, he has the good traits, plus he has 99 finesse and 98 Excel. That's what you want from the Beasley. Look, this guy's not a run guy, and the Beasley shouldn't be either. But at least you're getting 98 Excel, 99 finesse. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the Beasley. That's what I want to see from him. But the Mathis serves a little bit of value there for pass downs, but he's overall too slow. Dockett can't play with 88 block shed. Sorry, Darnell. Tramon Williams gets some value. 97 man with 95 speed, 96 agility. His press is right in that middle tier. This is a second tier down corner. But with 93 play rec, he actually is pretty good. He's kind of around that Hayden, earlier Pat Pete. He's mixed in right around there. I'd still play the Gilmore over him probably. I'd play the Harris over him, so he's not quite at that level, but he's right up there with 97 man, so that's pretty good for Tramon Williams. Frank Gore with 92 speed, 94 truck, just not really, can't play. I'm sure he'd be a pain if you're a budget guy. If you had to defend him, I wouldn't want to, but I wouldn't personally start him on my squad. I think the David Johnson would be better than him. Michael Griffin's kind of sleepy. 93 speed with 91 zone and 90 hit power. 6 feet tall, doesn't have the play rec to play on his own that much, so I'd still go with the Glover Quinn over him. But that acceleration makes that speed going to play a little bit better, and I think he wouldn't be the worst guy to pull. Marques Colston, 98 catching traffic, 6'4", 92 speed. He's going to be good at releasing off the edge, so if you throw him out wide, wouldn't be the worst guy to pull, but there's just so many receivers out there, and the 98, 94 for one-on-one doesn't really get you anywhere. I'd still rather play that Larry Fitz, or still rather probably play that Alshon. So I'm going to pass on the Colston. Ryans, let's see what he actually does. 90 speed, 81 zone, 88 block shed, 84 strength. He's kind of just a balanced all-around dude with 95 play rec to put in the middle. You could put this guy in the middle as a 3-down player on a budget team, and he's going to make some plays. He's got good enough strength to play the run game. Okay zone coverage for hooks. That play rec is really good, and like a lot of these guys have been coming in at 86 speed, 88 speed, and he's up to 90. So a solid item. Not going to turn too many heads, but if you need a middle linebacker and you can't afford the Dansby or the 94 Ray Lewis, you could go with that Ryans. Raiola, that's nice pass block for a center with 95 strength, and he has 93 impact, so if you're pulling at all. 65 speed's not the fastest, so he's obviously a better pass block. I said he had 95 pass block, 91 for the run game. I personally prefer my centers and left tackle to have run block, but he'll get some push for you, and you could pull worse guys. The Will Montgomery was a really good center early. So next up, we've got Matt Schaub. I'm going to pass on the Schaub. 92 throw power is a little bit too low. I like his short and mid, but the 89 deep, you want to see it at 90. And it's pretty good. Not bad. I'd rather have the Roethlisberger. I'd rather have some of the other items out there. I think the Romo's better. There's some really, really good quarterbacks. So in the game right now with the Mariotas, the Bortles, the Derek Carr. So you can get a lot of value. And anytime a guy has 92 throw power, even the Breeze, you can get a lot of from there. So that's my review of today's content. There's so much content. Remember, we got the Marques Allen, the Vic Beasley snuck in there. The Rod Woodson becomes probably the best corner in the game. So we basically got a new best halfback and best cornerback in the game in one day, mixed with people trying to think they found the next Amari Cooper here. And then you get all these seasons vets, which people will start to pull also. The Matt Ryan, yeah, good call by Cal Krul there. So that's my review of today's content. There's a lot of, for the top players, there's some new guys added, but even for the lower tier guys who are sticking with the budget, sticking with grinding out, you now get to grind Journey 3 solos, and you're going to come up with some of these guys for playing your head-to-head seasons games. So good luck. I mean, just the campus heroes that are out there, you could get a great budget team. We've been breaking those down on youtube.com/zfarles all season. So if you have questions on any item, hit me up in the chat. We're going to play one game. Let's do it. YouTube missed out. Twitch, we're live right now.